What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and today I want to talk to you guys about Dead Matter. There wasn't a vlog or anything put out. There was a Remembrance Day / US Thanksgiving development update. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to all of my people in the US. So the update starts off with what I feel is going to be potentially controversial moving forward once we find out who they actually decide to go with for a publisher. But basically what they're saying is they aren't going to be soft launching onto Steam's early access, but they're going to be using their own launcher, a la, Star Citizen and Battlestate games with EFT. They say their launcher will be much better for running closed alpha, as they can easily gather player feedback, something they felt that Steam was just far too restrictive and inefficient at handling. They also say they are potentially looking at working with a publisher to help maximize the quality and success of the project. This would be ideal for us, especially before Steam early access, and that they won't be taking any deal that compromises their artistic integrity or vision for the project. Hats off to them. I have to say, a lot of people are going to be a little bit worrisome when it comes to publishers and stuff getting their grubby little hands into certain indie projects, but I trust these guys. Everything that they've done and shown, they have been incredibly transparent. And on top of all of that, I think they've earned this publishing deal, whoever they decide to go with. They took a big risk in not releasing a terrible asset flipped alpha. They went through and they started building the game from scratch, essentially with the Kickstarter budget that they had, which wasn't a lot when it comes to an open world survival game like this. And from everything we've been seeing, they're kind of doing pretty good. Now, a lot of you guys are probably just sitting here, and I'm kind of at that same point too. Bigfry, when the fuck is the game coming out? Like when? Like we can talk about vegetation assets and buildings all day. When is this goddamn thing releasing? We were supposed to see it according to their, not roadmap, but according to some posts they put out in the past. We were supposed to see it in September. Of course, that obviously didn't happen. The layout now, from what I've been told, I actually don't know if they said it within this update, but from what we know, January 2020 is when they're going to start laying out the 2020 roadmap, so we know exactly what to expect next year. And they say they are shooting for an alpha in March of 2020. Now I'm gonna go off book here. If I'm being honest, I don't see it happening. I really don't. So far, everything that we've seen is still that testing environment. We haven't, like I keep saying, we haven't seen core gameplay with players running around in the world, looting and interacting with all of these things. We see them all broken down separately, and I have to say the systems that they've shown off are incredible. There's a video you guys are seeing on screen here. This looks to me like EFT. The interface at the bottom where the AK is kind of like lined out, it looks like EFT. The way the gun's moving around, the characters moving, the shooting, it feels like they're going in not necessarily a more hardcore route, but they are definitely taking some inspirations from games like Escape from Tarkov, which is not a bad thing. I think for all of the people who wanted to originally see EFT be that open world experience that everybody thought it was going to be, obviously, I really don't see Battlestate games being able to handle that kind of clientele on a network like that, at least not for years from now. I think Dead Matter is looking to take on that task, maybe not as hardcore in terms of the looting and the gun customization and stuff, but I do feel like it's that branching middle ground between an Escape from Tarkov and a DayZ, if I'm being totally honest. I don't see it happening. I don't see Alpha coming out in 2020 at all. I really feel if it is going to come out next year, it's going to be delayed till Q4. That's just, it's what I'm feeling. It's what I've seen with projects like this before. I don't see it. And not to say they can't do it. I'm just saying they got a lot of work ahead of them still, and maybe they're doing some things in the back end that they just haven't shown off yet. Maybe they do have all of these systems kind of working together in the environment. I don't know. I just get a feeling that we're not going to see it in March, but the developers have said that they are shooting for March 2020, just so you guys know. A lot of network optimizations is what they're working on. They say it's an extremely complex project, tons of interactive elements, and I kind of agree. As a very basic example of this, any light can be shot out. Any light can also be turned off by a switch. That's huge. Like, this is some ambitious shit. Like, things I remember them showing way back in the day where you could like power on a generator to power like floodlights in a garage and stuff. And I feel like it's been expanded upon quite a bit. I don't want to necessarily call this the Star Citizen of the survival genre, but I hope that we don't end up in a feature creep. I hope that we can at least get a solid project in the next, I'm going to say 3 years, like a solid, complete project. That would be super dope. But yeah, there's a lot of things they're showing up here. Obviously the video, you can like shoot out the tires on a broken down vehicle and shit like that. I love what I'm seeing for the gunplay. It just very subtle. You can see how guns work in a very basic manner. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the networking and the inventory coding and all that stuff. We are going to look at the weapon sway here. They're starting to try and make it feel at least a little bit more realistic. And obviously the videos you guys are seeing, they're cranked up and exaggerated. I think they're going to have to tweak those down quite a bit to make it feel a little better. There is leaning. It looks really good. The scoping, they show off the ACOG sight. Not a big fan of how it handles. They got that parallax thing where like if you sway too fast, it goes black. But I guess, I mean, that's kind of how scopes work. So I guess it's more realistic than not. And that's what I'm saying. Like the more I follow this project, I see them going in a more realistic, but not like EFT level realistic yet. That could change moving forward. I thought before it was going to be a little bit more, yeah, just a little bit more on the arcade side, but obviously they're going for some realistic kind of, you know, weapon mechanics and shit like that. Now it's pretty cool because a lot of these devs are actually in our Discord as well. Biscuits here is working on the trailer system, so you can, he has started merging the new trailer mechanics into the main build of the game. The current attachment system is for testing purposes, and then you can see he drives off of that test environment and the trailer starts to flop around. And I think it looks pretty good. I just want to play this fucking game. Like I'm seeing all this stuff. I really just want to play this fucking game. They have what you can see, the post office truck. If you're from Canada, it's definitely Canada Post, but it looks like they have Calgary Post on there because the game is set in Alberta, which is also real dope for me. These are mechanics that drastically affect gameplay. They show shooting off tires and eventually open and close and blow off doors of static vehicles, which is pretty cool. So a lot of vehicle work being done on the side as well. Gunschlinger, who another dev in our Discord, he's working on the grouping of the horde system. So when zombies come together, it feels a lot more natural and how they like clusterfuck around, and it's looking good. Obviously, if you're watching the videos, it's sped up quite a bit. So don't take that movement speed as like final. He just did it to show off like how they move in a cluster, and it looks really good. Looks way more natural. They're working on the 416. Let's see, 416 model and textures. Tack finished the model and Stefan finished up the texturing. Looks really good. They say this is going to be one of the rarer weapons, more versatile weapon platforms available in the game. And you can see a lot of customization being done in terms of throwing on scopes and different barrels and what looks like different paint jobs and stuff. I like it. I don't want to see, like in a game like this, I don't really want to see having to loot like the insane amount of parts that are in a game like Escape from Tarkov. I know that Escape from Tarkov has its place in gaming, and I think a game like this, like I guess if they wanted to go that way, it wouldn't be a big deal. If I just had a preference, if it was me, I just want to see customization on the level of something like this, to where you have different barrel, you have different stock, kind of like the gunsmith in Call of Duty or the gunsmith in a game like Ghost Recon, where customization is deep, but it's not to the point of like Escape from Tarkov is essentially like the most hardcore gun customization that I think I've ever seen in a video game. So I like this. I like this style where you can locate different parts, but it's not so overwhelming that there's just thousands of pieces to go around. And so that is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know there's going to be some people that would love to see more EFT style stuff in there, so just let me know. I'm curious on you guys' thoughts. Scrolling down, it looks like they're creating stuff like bags and different assets, you know, different luggage and stuff like that with different textures, a lot of different styles and colors and stuff like that. Their asset building game is insane, dude. They got the P90. They just finished the texturing on the P90. It's looking really clean. And then you guys can see this C7/8. They've been working on it to basically reconfigure and increase its modularity by adding various attachments and mounting points. So you can see that they're adding different scopes and, yeah, like I said, different barrels and stuff like that. And then of course they just go to show off more assets, more environments. Like they made different warehouses and what looks like a church and stuff like that. So like, again, it's one of those updates where like, yeah, they're working on it still. The game's still coming. March 2020 is what the devs are shooting for. Again, it's not that I don't have faith in the devs. It's just timelines, man. Timelines always get me. when it comes to stuff like this, projections and shit. I think that the game is going to need more time in the cooker. I hope not. Like, I hope that by March they have a solid alpha build that we can all jump in and play. That would be super dope. I imagine it's going to be under NDA when that happens. I just want to play it. I want to stream it. I want to showcase my community jumping in, because I know I have a lot of backers in my Discord, and I'm just excited for the game at this point. Again, I'm just not getting my hopes up. I'm really not. A lot of people were excited for the September release. I knew that wasn't going to happen just based on what they're showing. We're in the end of November going into December here. We're getting into Christmas time. I don't see it. I just don't. That's 3 months to get a solid alpha build ready to go when we're still looking at a whole bunch of stuff just being built off on its own in testing levels and nothing really seemingly being put together. But that's just me. Again, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it. Like these videos, comment on them, share them. Let's try and blow this channel up in 2020. We're currently sitting at around 127,500 subscribers. I would love to see 200,000 before E3 2020. We got a whole bunch of new consoles coming out, new games, new tech. 2020 is about to be lit as fuck. I can't wait. And like I said, for all my people in the US, happy Thanksgiving week. I don't know when you guys are going to see this, whether it's today or tomorrow. I think tomorrow is actually Thanksgiving for you guys. Even though I'm in Canada, I just want to say I'm thankful for everybody who watches the videos, shares them, likes them, comments on them, interacts. If you guys want to come through to our Discord, again, we have a bunch of developers from Dead Matter and games like Zera and World War III. They're all in there. It's not like a free-for-all Q&A session where you can just like add all the developers, but they are there, and they do occasionally, you know, jump into discussions about certain games, especially the ones that they are working on. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool environment. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Bigfry. Click the links down below. Go check out some merch. Go check out my Twitch. Go do all of that cool stuff. Join our Discord. Get connected. And I'll see you on the next one.